Hey everyone, welcome back to The Crafty Couple. Today we have some high-end DIY room decor projects for you. The awesome thing about this is they only cost a few dollars. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up and let us know in the comments which project's your favorite.
For this project, I started out at Lowe's and got this 6-foot piece of wood, and it's about 2.5 inches thick, and I thought that would work perfect for this project. I cut down 3 pieces to 24 inches, and so I didn't need the third piece, but I used the first two for this project. This is something that I think would sell really well. I saw it on Etsy and I'll link it below. But if you do decide to do this, you can use one of those pieces of wood that I showed you, and you do get that third piece out of it. So with 2 of those, you can end up making 3 of these projects. And then everything else I just showed you, I stained it with the Early American stain and got these hooks from Walmart. You will want to drill into the wood first, just so that there's no cracking of the wood. So what I did was I grabbed a drill bit that is about the same size as what I'm going to be screwing in. I made a line right where the middle is, and then I'm going to be going down on that line at every inch all the way down. You can add more hooks, but I thought 1 inch was pretty good as far as spacing goes, and I didn't think it looked too crowded. And then I went in with the drill and just drilled into every single one of the holes. This is what the first one looks like after all of it is drilled, and then we're going to go in with the second one, and I'm only going to drill 2 holes 1 inch in. So I'm going to be using the ruler and going 1 inch in and drawing a line. This time I didn't mark where the middle was. I thought it was kind of easy, so I just eyeballed it, and then I drilled 2 holes. A hack that I saw, I don't remember where, it could have been like 5-minute crafts, but I just put the hook in my drill so that it was way easier to get these in. All you do is kind of hook it on and then drill like you would drill anything else, and it makes this so much easier and it saves so much time. You will have to make just some minor adjustments, just turning it so that it's completely straight and that they're all facing the same way. If you have ever tried this hack, let me know in the comments below what you thought. It worked really well for me. And so that first one, we have all the hooks on there, and then the second one, we only have the 2 hooks. I went to Walmart and got this dowel, and I would suggest getting one smaller than the 5/16 because we will be putting jewelry on, and I thought it might have been just a tiny bit too big for earrings. With that dowel, just measure it out to the 24 inches, and then I painted mine black with the ink chalk paint. You can spray paint it, you can do it gold, whatever color you would like. Once it's painted, you can just put it on the hooks and it rests nicely. Like I said earlier, it is just the tiniest too big. You can bend your earrings a little bit to have a hook on, but get just the one size smaller. And then for the other one, you can put your bracelets, you can put your necklaces, and I love this project so much. This is something that I would really encourage you if you're looking for something to sell on like Facebook Marketplace, or you're looking to make just like an extra $500 a month. This is something that I think would sell really easy, and I've shown you all the instructions on what you need to do to make this project. To hook it, you can get hooks, but I thought it would be fun to use command strips. We don't use them very often, but they're really useful. So what I did is I turned them sideways, because if I put them the other way, they're kind of just a little bit too long and you see the white part of it. But I placed 3 all the way across and it holds perfect. This is rated, I think, for 12 pounds, which is insane. You're not going to have 12 pounds of jewelry, and if you do, I would consider placing this on hooks and into a stud. This project I have seen a few times on TikTok, Instagram Reels, and a little bit on YouTube. All you do is grab this plaster that you use to fix drywall, and I'm going to just be putting it all over this foam board that I got from Dollar Tree. It's a little bit hard to see, but I am trying to make sure that I give it a lot of texture. I don't want it to look super smooth. Some people can leave it a lot smoother, but I really wanted a lot of texture with this. And then I just grabbed a comb that I had on hand to make the rainbow. I went about halfway up, and as you can see, I don't have the plaster covering up the whole foam board yet. It's because I was a little bit nervous about it drying too fast. This first rainbow, I think, turned out really, really well. It is a little bit off-centered, but that is okay. We're going for a more organic look. And then I'm going in with the rest of the plaster so that I can do the rainbow on the other side. This one, for whatever reason, I kind of made the top of the rainbow flat, so it's not my favorite, but I think it looks really good with what we're going for. If I was to do this again, I would definitely try and make them a little bit more centered and then have them both curve the same. I've seen some people that will just paint the portion of this that is the rainbow, and I think that looks super pretty. For the frame, I'm going to be using some stuff that we already had on hand from a different project, and it fits the foam board perfectly. All these are stakes from Walmart. They're around $1 each, and they're in just kind of the garage sale and sign kind of section that I'm showing you here. I just cut those down to the size of the foam board, and then we stain them with the Early American stain. If you are to do this, the plaster does warp the foam board a little bit, so it did work fine once I put all of the wood on. It straightened it out a lot. With how expensive wood has been lately, I was very fine with the outcome. You can go and get just a sheet of wood from like Home Depot, Lowe's, or even like a local craft store. If you do get them from a local craft store, they are pretty expensive, so I personally think the foam board turned out just fine. And here is the final outcome. I really love this project and I was so excited how it turned out. For this project, I was trying to go for a more organic type of candle holder, and I started out with this clay from Dollar Tree that I hadn't worked with before. I decided to put it on some parchment paper because it was very, very, very sticky, and I'm not someone who uses this frequently, so I have no idea if this is the correct texture or not. I flattened it out and put it over these plunger sticks from Dollar Tree, and it just fell apart. Once it dried, I waited 24 hours, it just crumbled to pieces, and there was this weird like red fabric inside. So if anyone knows what happened, just let me know in the comments below. It does say not to put it in the oven, so I'm not 100% sure what I did wrong. So to fix this, I'm actually going to be using the Model Magic. It's kind of like clay. It's kind of a weird texture. It's rubbery Play-Doh almost. And I'm going to be just kind of working it so that it becomes a lot softer. It did stain my hands a little bit, but it wasn't too bad. And then I grabbed some parchment paper and rolled it out. I do not want to hear one person in the comments judging me for not having a rolling pin. Please leave me alone. And so all I did was cut the edges off so that it made a very long rectangle piece, and I just used this ruler. It's metal and it worked perfectly fine. I'm just cutting it so that it makes the perfect shape so that we can kind of bend it over the plunger sticks like we did before. I attempted to do it over with like the parchment paper and it just didn't give it the right look, so I took the parchment paper away and just draped it over the plungers. And then we are going to be adding candles, so I just grabbed the candles that we got from, I think it was just like Michael's or Walmart, and I made a little indent so that I could cut away where I want them to go. I did have to lay it flat to get the cut out right. And then I made sure that it fit, and then once those were done, I draped it back over the sticks and let it dry for 24 hours. This is what it looked like after 24 hours, and I was super excited because of my failed attempt from before. It is kind of soft still. It's not going to just break away, but it's kind of bendy, which is a little bit fun. And I'm just going to be spray painting it with this matte black spray paint from Krylon. I think this would also look really good in like a terracotta or a white. Now that it's dry, we can put the candles in, and since it is a little bit softer and almost kind of rubbery, it fits the candles perfectly and it makes it so they stand upright. Let me know what you guys think of this project, if you like it, if you would have gone with a different color, if you kind of like the organic look, or if you would have tried something different.
Thanks for watching, guys. We hope you enjoyed today's video. If you want to see more DIY room decor projects using budget-friendly items, click through right here to our playlist and you can check out all these other amazing videos. As always, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you can be notified every time we upload a new video.